In this video, you're gonna see a cool nearshore reef slam. We caught snook, we caught cobia, we caught permit, caught flounder, we caught grouper. It was just such a fun trip, and we were doing some unique fishing. So in this video, I'll show you this unique style of fishing reefs. Almost all these fish, all but one, were actually caught on artificial lure. So I'll show you this style of fishing at the end. I'll show how I've been finding these reefs and how I've been using some new technology to maximize results out there. Here's the footage. All right, just got out to a reef, got Justin Ritchey over here getting rigged up, and we're gonna go bounce some power prawns out on the reef. So we're gonna be doing another color test. We have the Shrimptreuse, which is that yellowtail, and we're gonna go against the natural. And we might try some other tests as well, but that's gonna be the first test. The sun is almost coming up. We're first one out here, so hopefully we get into some action. We'll keep you posted. So here's how we were fishing these power prawns. They're rigged on the Haas weedless football jig so that we can bounce through the reef structure without getting snagged. Keep an eye on my rod tip. I just missed a strike, and so I just slowed down and kept bouncing along the bottom, and a bigger fish came up and sucked it down. Fish on. Solid fish here. It's either snook or cobia, I'm thinking. About to see it. It's probably more like a snook.
Yeah.
Yep, nice snook.
Nice snook, dude. It's good size.
Yep. Nice.
Buddy.
On the board. Booyah.
Was that on the Shrimptreuse?
Shrimptreuse. Solid snook. That actually might be in the slot. It's usually small for out here, but
good fish, man.
As we were drifting, we saw a swimmer crab up on the surface. So Justin got the net and it got it. This is for bait to be used later. And here is the next strike of the day.
Yeah, buddy.
I think it's something small. This might be a flounder or something. Yep. Called it.
Interesting.
Just watch my rod. This was more vertical jigging, and here was the next strike. There we are.
That's it, buddy. You fish over there?
Not sure what this is. Oh man, Cuda had
a nice grouper.
Was a red grouper.
Oh my gosh.
Dang it. Beware of Cudas. So yeah, we had a good amount of action, a lot of small stuff. We missed a lot of strikes, and here's the next big fish. Watch Justin's rod. He has a really good hook set. This was a very heavy fish. He got it off the bottom. It started cooperating, and then it just flat out turned, and there was really nothing Justin can do. Here in a second, it just starts just really peeling out line and gets going right into the biggest structure of the reef. And yeah, Justin was doing all he could to really protect the line. Once it gets to this point, it's all about just protecting the line. This fish was in the reef at this point, and as you can see, Justin just has a very slight bend to the rod, playing it just right. Even when doing it right, doesn't always work out. Unfortunately, this one ended up getting away. Let me put this on hold real quick. Shortly after Justin's fish that got off, I hooked into this cobia and had a really good fight. Unfortunately, the cameras were off, but really fun catch. All right, just landed this little cobia, a little fella, but like the chartreuse tail. Chartreuse is winning. So we kept getting some action. A lot of it was small, so we got a lot of small grouper and just a variety of different fish. And this is just a really fun way to fish, very important on rigging. So here is a video showing exactly how to rig these power prawns. All right, threading this power prawn back on. It's important to get it all the way up to the weight. So that way that lure has as much material right there as possible. It's gonna help you catch more fish and it has better action in the water. A lot of people like those little wobble heads to wobble. I've yet to see a shrimp that has a rotating head. So keep it fixed, catch more fish. All right, so we came out to a second reef. This is actually one I never fished before, and what we're using is smart spots. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I can basically see the actual reef itself along with where we are. So we have some reef structure directly ahead of us. So we're gonna bounce some prawns around it. Let's see if we can get some action. So at this spot, as we were going over the core structure of the reef, we actually were dragging the crab as well, that live crab. We decided to just go ahead and drag it and see what would happen. Very glad that we did, because catch of the day coming up right here. Heck yeah, Justin's got something on the crab. That might be permit. Nice. Yeah, we caught a crab. There's a swimmer crab floating around. So we caught the crab, free lining that behind the boat, and game on.
Coming up. Looks like a perm, dude.
Oh yeah, it does look like a permit.
It is a permit.
Nice.
What?
Heck yeah.
Hold on.
Yep. It's still green. Those things are so tough.
Coming straight to you.
Nice!
Oh, dude!
Nice work!
Yeah.
So awesome, what a cool fish.
That's a pretty cool bycatch, man.
Hooked right in the corner. So shortly after that permit, we had to head back in, but what a fun trip. That was just such a blast. As I mentioned before, we were using technology, and you saw in the video, we're using this thing called Smart Spots. This is part of our Insider Club. This is some amazing software we have. It started for inshore fishing, and now we're adding some really cool nearshore reef fishing stuff so that people like me, who's relatively new to this type of fishing, can go out and have some really good success. So what this software has is, number one, it just has a reef locator. So no matter where you are, really in the entire state of Florida, really the entire southeast, it has all the reefs that are both in bays and out on near shore, even some offshore reefs. And so you can have all these little red dots are basically the reefs. So you can use this to locate the reefs. And for some areas, especially around Tampa Bay, we have what's called the high resolution imagery, where you can literally see exactly where all the reef structure is and where you are in relation to it, which is a total game changer. But just knowing the reefs alone is a huge deal. And you can access this either at your computer or on your phone, even when you're out on a lot of these nearshore reefs. And so if you want to get access to see how this works, you can actually get a 28-day free trial. This is a special offer that we're having. I'll put a link down below for details on that. So first though, I wanted to talk about the equipment needed for this type of fishing. It is a big deal. As you saw, we were using lures. And so I've been testing out a bunch of different rods, reels, and lines for this type of fishing. And what I found is that we really need to blend the power needed to handle these big fish, but also have the sensitivity we need to actually feel the strikes. It's a big deal to be able to feel when you're bouncing up against the structure, also to feel the difference of hitting a structure versus the thump of a fish, right? Very big deal. One, you need to set the hook. The other one, you do not want to set the hook. And so having a nice rod is by far the most important. Again, it's very similar to inshore fishing. So as far as the rod that I've been using, it's actually a prototype. We're designing a rod specifically for this. But what you need though is a medium heavy power. For most brands, medium heavy power, and you need the line rating to be around the 10 to 20 pound mark. If it doesn't go all the way up to 20 pounds, it's probably not strong enough. If it goes up to 30 or more pounds, then it's probably a little bit too strong. It'll be a while before these are available, so in the meantime, if you're looking for something that's available now, the TFO Tactical Inshore Medium Heavy has been great. I've been using that one as well. I have the 7 and the 7.6. Both of them are very good. The 7.6 might have a slight advantage, but either way, if you're using that setup, that's a very good choice. It's a lightweight rod, good feel, and the power needed to handle these fish. As far as reels, I'm going with a 3000 BGMQ. This is lightweight, yet still has the power to handle some nice fish as well, and a great smooth drag, so I've been very, very pleased with this. If you want to save a little bit of money, the BG 2500 would be smart as well. I've been using that. That is not quite as light and as smooth as this BGMQ, but the BG 2500 gets the job done, and even though it's 2500, it's bigger than most, so it holds plenty of line. Speaking of line, I've been going with 20-pound braid. That strength has been my favorite for this type of fishing, where again, I have really good feel, but I still have power needed when hooking onto the big ones, and the J-Braid 8 grand has been extremely impressive. As far as the leader lines, I'm just going with straight mono and 30-pound main leader, and then down to a 40-pound tippet. Now that snook are out there, the 40-pound tippet is needed for those big snook. Once snook are pushing out, which should be pretty soon, I'll go back down to 30. That's plenty for the cobia, redfish, and grouper. They don't really chew through a line nearly as well as snook. Most importantly though, the lure, as mentioned in this video, these power prawns are extremely impressive. In this trip, we're using a couple different colors, and this Shrimptreuse, just like some prior tests, this Shrimptreuse seems to have the advantage in low light conditions. So if you're fishing murky water or early or late, right, when there's just low visibility, it seems like this Chartreuse tail does better in getting strikes. But once the sun's up and the water's clear, that's when the natural seems to outperform. So I just wanted to share the latest of what I've seen so far. So basically clear water and high visibility, go natural. And if you're fishing low light or super early or late, then go with the Chartreuse. As for rigging, the best setup I've ever found by far has been this weedless Haas football jig. It's basically a big strong worm hook that's attached to a swiveling football style jig head. And this thing's awesome. I can really bounce right through the structure without getting snagged. And then when a fish comes up and strikes it, I have a really good hookup ratio. So again, very, very important is to use a weedless rig. If you don't have this style jig head, you're gonna be hooking onto structure more than anything else, and it's gonna be a huge pain. So if you're in need of any of these items that I mentioned, I'll put a link down below for your convenience. We have them all at fishstrong.com. That's our tackle store. And if you're an Insider Club member, you actually get 20% off of everything that I mentioned except for the reels. But for reels, you get free line, you get free spooling of the line, and you get free shipping. So very big deal. Most members actually save more than the club dues simply from the savings on the tackle that they're already buying. If you have any questions about this trip, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And as I mentioned before, if you haven't yet tried the Insider Club, make sure to try this out. Just this software alone is a total game changer. This has really been just a kind of a new style of fishing for me. I'm relatively new for it, and it is so much fun. I've literally been having some of the most fun fishing I've ever had in my life, that really the past month and a half while going out on these reefs. It has just been so much fun. It's cool to have no idea what the next strike is gonna be, because it ranges from either, again, big snook, big redfish, big cobia, or even some grouper, flounder, snapper. It is just, again, it is just absolutely awesome. So highly recommend trying it out. But most importantly, if you're struggling with this or if you're relatively new for it, get this software. It is a total game changer. And as I mentioned before, you actually have 28-day free trial available for you. And all you have to do, just sign up for the Insider Club, sign up for the 28-day program. You'll get charged nothing at that point, and you'll get an email, a welcome email, that'll give you quick access to this platform. All you do, click the welcome email, you'll be logged in, and you can immediately start using the software. And again, part of this, you can actually see nearshore ledges as well. I found some amazing spots offshore, to the point where now every time I go out, I have new spots to check out just simply from scanning this software. So total game changer for me. I think it will be for you as well. So make sure to take advantage of the 28-day special offer. So thank you so much for your time and watching this video. As mentioned before, questions down below. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon.